especially at this level, and we'll certainly see some big tackles going in today.
Well, let's take a look at the teams then. Clongowes first. The 8 times champions had a convincing win in the first round, scoring 5 tries against St. Gerard's. They make a single change from that game. Killian Burke starts at fullback. He was a try scorer off the bench. Sebastian Fromm also crossed the line. He's the Clongowes captain this year. Cian O'Donoghue on the wing scored 2. In the Clongowes pack, only Stephen Keelan was in the starting side in last year's final. David Garty was part of the extended squad. First time in a Senior Cup quarter-final for the other 6. The pack was dominant against St. Gerard's, but today will be a sterner test. St. Michael's title defence started slowly, but they eventually overcame a stubborn Castleknock. Prop forward Dennis Coulson was one of the try scorers. He, Ross Maloney, Alex Penny and Josh Murphy appeared in the final last season, so it is an experienced pack. St. Michael's have a Leinster under-18 half-back pairing in Nick McCarthy and Ross Byrne. Byrne was the other try scorer against Castleknock. He, Adam Levy in the centre, and full-back Cian Kelleher were all involved in last year's final too. This experience throughout the team may well prove to be an advantage today. Both colleges made good use of their benches last time out. It will be interesting to see if that is repeated today. For Clongowes, Colin Murphy, Conor Ganley, Jake Kennedy and Josh Pym were all thrown in during the last 10 minutes. Ben Osborne started for St. Michael's, and they also gave a run to Conor Murphy, Nick Quain, James O'Connell and Mark O'Keefe. Clongowes team first out, coming from the Bective end of the ground. We're waiting for St. Michael's to come. These are really tense moments for the players.
They are indeed, and such a rich culture of good rugby coming, good players coming out of Clongowes, and just watching them, they're so disciplined, and they have been for this last few years of serious success. Surprised, actually, I was surprised that they were beaten in the final. They were so good in the earlier stages. They probably had tougher games coming in, which played a factor in the end, but this is going to be some battle today.
St. Michael's out second. They go to the opposite end. Kickoff is next. You're very welcome back. Teams still in their huddles pre-match. St. Michael's, one final effort of exhortation from their captain. Clongowes would. Well, their number 8, Stephen McVeigh, will be a very important factor today. The referee today is John Carville. St. Michael's will kick off, playing from left to right. Ross Byrne is their outside half. He was also played last year in the final, so plenty of experience in this St. Michael's side. Safe take and clearance, sliced off the boot, went back in field and safely fielded by St. Michael's just inside their own half. Clongowes have brought up a good defensive line here.
Back, hold the line.
St. Michael's shoved their way over the ball. Nice first carry from St. Michael's, just pushing. Clongowes back now, they move the ball back. Little grubber kick through, sat up nicely for the Clongowes defence. And a long clearance downfield. That's a good contact, bouncing into the 22. Ross Byrne is back there. And with plenty of time, Ross Byrne lines up the touchline and finds a good touch.
That worked out pretty well for Clongowes. Good kick by Killian Burke in the end, but that first kick from the from the kickoff, going down the centre of the pitch, leaving huge options for Michaels. They probably should have sent it back downfield and put the pressure right back on Clongowes again, but they'll be happy with this result.
Clongowes line out then. Dylan Donlan to throw. Just off the fingertips, didn't go forward, but St. Michael's have stolen possession. Josh Murphy, quick to react. Here comes Richie Allen again, lively start for the hooker. Michael's get the ball out wide.
Hands away!
Moving the ball around side to side. That flat pass was well read by the defence. Alex Penny tackled as he received the ball, but quickly recycled all the way out to Charlie Cregan. Cregan dashing into a bit of a space, tackled by Donlan. The ball is there. Just went straight through the hands, but forward off a leg, so it's still alive for St. Michael's. The ball stopped in play, you don't see that too often. Clongowes gather under a lot of pressure. A relieving kick downfield, it's hanging up tight to the touchline. and finds touch.
Another fantastic kick, and just looking how well these teams are drilled at ruck time in particular. Michaels, fantastic. You don't even see that at professional level at times. So well drilled, good lines of running, good passes out from Ross Byrne, finding guys running at good angles, and some good omens for a good game ahead.
Richie Allen will throw to the Michaels line out just inside his own half. Throws to the back, safe take, quickly down. McCarthy on to Byrne.
Way two.
McCarthy gets it away once again. The big men from St. Michael's carry it up to halfway. McCarthy through the hands from Byrne. Nice work, fast feet from Cian Kelleher, the fullback.
Push.
Again, the ball whipped away at great pace. Ross Maloney, the St. Michael's captain, forces his way to the 10-metre line. McCarthy to Byrne once again. Michael's a little bit flat here. Richie Allen did really well to step out of the first tackle. Would have been under pressure if he'd been held. Ross Byrne saw a little bit of space. The gap closed quickly. Good work by the Clongowes back row. Keelan and McVeigh. Awkward pass, brilliantly popped up off the ground. But Clongowes are living in the faces of St. Michael's here. Back it comes the other way. Ross Byrne tries the crossfield kick on this occasion. Bounces 5 metres in and away to touch.
Don't block him.
Good option by Byrne. We would have liked a bit more length in it, but when there's nothing on, that's what you do. You just get good position on the pitch. But again, just great ambition shown by Michaels. Good look, good lines of running. Ross Allen looking really, really lively, as you said, at number 2 for Michaels. We have a bit of an injury down there.
Dennis Coulson, the prop forward.
When he goes through as a runner in front, he's not to touch anybody in front.
It's really impressed, John. These guys are so well drilled, and you can see they've worked together and working hard at the right things as well. They're not just all looking out for a ball. When a guy takes it on, there's a guy getting on his shoulder, supporting him into the contact area, and then they're rooking out really, really well. Ball placement in particular has been fantastic by both sides. Instead of just throwing the ball back, they're actually reaching back on their own side, putting it down there on a play for their scrum halves.
Well, Dennis Coulson trots gingerly over to the line out.
Time on.
Dylan Donlan finds his man in the line out. Box kick was inside the 22 but carried back, so Clongowes kept it infield. Safely taken by Mikey O'Hare. He sends up a good up and under. Kelleher's chasing. Good tackle by Kelleher. Mikey O'Hare in quickly as well. Clongowes forced to retreat. They've protected the ball. Donlan pops it up nicely. Will Connors. Well, he carried the ball into contact. Clongowes infringe. First penalty of the game.
Just that little bit isolated, running away from players, and probably not a good option. You don't want to give it to just 2 players running into a ruck. We'll see it here. There's not enough support there, and the next guy just coming in, and good poach there. Charlie Cregan it was who got in and just disrupted and leading to the penalty. Just there we saw again, box kick. If you're gonna box kick, it needs to hover around the 5 metre line, just off the touch line, because if it's too far infield, it's too easy to deal with from the opposition, and if it's too far, there's not enough kick chase, enough pressure on the catcher.
Ross Byrne, 5, 6, maybe 7 metres outside the 22, a little bit to the right hand side of the posts. Chance to give St. Michael's an early lead. It's curling towards that post. It's okay though. I was watching him warming up. He has this sort of draw on the ball. It was causing him problems for the ones from further right and practice, but no problem that time.
And well deserved. Michael's certainly shown some good ambition in those early stages. Some good ball carriers, good placements, and deserves some points for that.
Clongowes 0, St. Michael's 3. Safe take from the restart, punted away to touch. Now, can Clongowes respawn quickly? Good field position here. Nice take at the back of the line and almost slipped out of the fingertips, but Clongowes have it. Marr gets the ball away. Cleary, St. Michael's up quickly. A little bit of space opens up. The blue shirts swarm in. Tackle made. Clongowes get it away. Donlan, the hooker. Good carry from him. Now a lot of space here. Also a little bit of crossing. Fergal Cleary thought some space open. 2 men wide here. He used the fullback. Steps inside. Brilliant tackle coming across by Alex Penny. But Clongowes into the 22 now. Marr gets the ball away to Gleeson. Marr moves it in field once again. This is Alex Dudney, the prop forward. David Garty standing off. The ball moved a little bit further as Garty stepped away. That is Garty. St. Michael's back to their feet quickly to get back into the defensive line position. Dylan Donlan looking for a bit of space. Marr used Dudney as the first runner once again. Good protection of the ball. A little show now, it comes out a bit wider. Fullback in the line, can they score all the way wide? Onto the line is a touchdown. There's a cheer from the Clongowes crowd. I think it's just short. Alan Jeffers almost got in. Yeah, you hear John Carville saying just held up short.
It's great play by Clongowes and super defence. Try saver.
Scrum.
And on that occasion we saw earlier on Killian Burke not giving the pass. He was dead right on the first occasion, going back a good few phases, because if he gave it outside, the man outside would have been smashed. Instead he went inside, and this time it was the right option, and just not enough space here. We see it going through the hands. Good hands here again, coming out to Burke, gives the pass, steps in. That's the right thing to do, and it's just all the scramble defence coming back and working together as a team. Fantastic defence.
That's one of those ones he may well have got it down on the line, but wasn't absolutely certain. Referee can't give that. Have a little drive from the base of the scrum. Stephen McVeigh just held up short once again. Marr gets it away to Cleary, thrown all the way wide. Surely there's a chance here for a try for Clongowes. Cian O'Donoghue gets in, untouched to the far side. Brilliant handling, great speed to move the ball the full width of the pitch, Aidan.
Absolutely, and good vision as well, because you looked out there, looked a bit sparse, but O'Donoghue had good width on this. We'll see it going through the hands. First of all, good pick from number 8, through the gap there, and what happened was 9 brought away the cover, creating that space for the pick. We'll see it going through the hands. Good wide pass here, and he has a look. Nice flat pass, and that's put right into the bread basket.
Yeah, great work. Killian Burke in the line from fullback. Took the pass, moved it quickly, and Cian O'Donoghue goes in untouched. First try of the game goes to Clongowes. Great response to the early penalty.
Absolutely, and been really impressed with Killian Burke so far. On the bench last year, but fully deserved to be in the starting team this year. And he's been a live wire, looking to create space for the others.
Conversion attempt almost on the touchline. He's caught it nicely. It stays across the face of the goal. Well, not a bad effort, but very, very difficult from that sort of angle. Ross Byrne will restart. Great height on that. It's really hanging up there, giving his players time to chase. Philip Marr did really well. Clongowes 5, St. Michael's 3, following kill. The try from Cian O'Donoghue. Burke missed the conversion. And the ball going backwards, and the catch gave St. Michael's time. They've sent up a steepling up and under here. Underneath it once again with a safe pair of hands is Philip Marr, but under pressure as soon as he came back to earth. Has it been turned over by St. Michael's? McCarthy opening up a little bit of space on the Brian side. Coulson into contact now. Michaels can come the other direction. Byrne just had to wait for the ball. Good solid carry from Charlie Cregan. James Ryan, big second row, went almost brushed through the tackle, but he was held. Byrne, little pop pass back infield, nice work from Adam Levy. St. Michael's almost up to the 22. Players wide here if they want to use them. Ross Byrne just losing his footing there as he's tried to step through a little bit of a gap. Michael still have possession, using the flat pass this time. Solid defence from Clongowes. Ball moved once again, little reverse move back infield. They used James Ryan again, but Clongowes just not letting St. Michael's through any gaps or across that 22-metre line. Is there an opportunity this time? Levy stepped in, the pass, hung up there, might have been intercepted. Mikey O'Hare watched it all the way, and as he went to deck, just out of his grasp, and the ball knocked on. Scrum for Clongowes.
And O'Hare did very well there. A lot of people would have backed out of that, showing good bravery. He still went for this ball. Not a great pass. Probably would have been better off just carrying it himself there, but O'Hare kept his eye on it. And just a forward in the end. Some good carries though. There's some very physical carries there. And again, showing that good rucking, good ball placement. And Ross Byrne marshalling the troops very, very well, picking out the right guy to pass to.
Scrum turning slightly, making it that bit more awkward for the number 8, Stephen McVeigh. He's done well. The support got there. Making sure the ball wasn't stolen. It's been passed back into the 22. Long clearance downfield. Cian Kelleher had to retreat. He's let it bounce into the 22. Clongowes' follow-up is a little bit slow. They really gave St. Michael's an awful lot of time there. Marr is underneath the ball. Cleary moves it on. And Clongowes was sort of aimless passing there, really. They allowed themselves to just get lined up. St. Michael's, although they trail, they just look a little bit more organised in the early encounters. And hard work there to keep the ball off the ground. They get the put into the scrum.
And just a bit lateral in that passing again, just putting it through the hands. There's a lack of vision there to see the man coming up in the line, because when a man steps into the line like that, it means he's creating space out wide in the defensive line. And a skip pass there or put over the top would have been the pass to put in, and it would have created some really nice space for Clongowes.
St. Michael's scrum. Heels of the number 8 is on the Clongowes 10-metre line. Ball is popped up from McCarthy out to Byrne. Quickly through the hands again. Big tackle comes in. Sebastian Frum on the St. Michael's fullback, Cian Kelleher. And he gets a little bit extra for his effort. Penalty, Clongowes.
A big tackle coming in from Frum. Leading from the front, captain's tackle. And he did roll away there. Could have been a judge for not rolling away, but he made the tackle and he put his hands up. You're better off though, always, if you're doing that. Yes, the ref's gonna tell you to roll away, but take as much out of it as you can to just be as disruptive as you can.
Clongowes go long in the line out once again, taken by McVeigh. Good power from the number 8, got forward momentum. Now they go through the hands, in off the wing. Alan Jeffers.
Away, Blue!
Burke up from fullback. Most of the backs are sucked into that. Can they move the ball here? Lining up in midfield. Nice little play. Alex Dudley just got ahead of the ball carrier there, not penalised. Clongowes retained possession. Robbie Collins coming onto it at pace. Was well tackled and held. Good handling. Good work from Donlan. Took the pass back inside. Again, the Michaels defence looking very, very well organised indeed. Will Connors has a little go for Clongowes. This is a St. Michael's player loitering on the wrong side. Sean Carville roared at him to get out of the way. No penalty came for Clongowes. Cleary. He's got a little bit of space a couple of times for Fergal. Cleary, the Clongowes outside half. The gate closed quickly on that occasion. The kick through didn't quite work out, was blocked down. The ball is on the ground. Michael's player again on the wrong side. No real way for him to get out of there. He's doing his best.
Roll away, Blue!
It's Alex Penny.
Hold your line.
Clongowes now decide to kick for space. Which way is that going to bounce? Beautifully judged kick. And Michaels had to watch it all the way.
Yeah.
The wing was racing up.
And you said it there, fantastic kick by Cleary. And he's a couple of times he's carried when he's at the right times. He's carried when that Michaels defence has stepped up and created a dog leg for him to go into. But as you said, Michaels defence absolutely fantastically drilled, well organised, talking to each other. Guy makes a tackle, he bounces back to his feet. Great energy in defence from Michaels.
Well, an important throw now coming for Richie Allen. Inside his own 22, he goes to the back. Clongowes compete for it, the ball bubbles around loose. And Michaels forced back to within a metre of their own try line. They've secured the ball. They decide to try and rumble out close to the ruck. Clongowes were at it well on that occasion. Now the little kick comes over the top.
1, 2, 3.
All the Clongowes players offside.
Very lucky Michaels there. The reason being, if you pick and go blindside like that, you're creating a terrible angle for your 9 or your 10 to kick. Very, very tight. So if you're going to go, you go open field, and the only reason you go is to create that line. And we'll see it here in the replay. Good work at the first ruck, but then going blindside is absolute madness here. Especially into men like that, you do not want to do that. You want to go open side, create that angle, and good angle for your 10.
Well, they found a touch up there out of the 22. Awkward ball again, bobbles around. Stephen Keelan steals it for Clongowes. Good strength. Drove his legs forwards there. Now they go through the hands. This is the captain from to Burke, the fullback. Is there another chance for Jeffers?
Rock, hands away!
Stopped 7 metres out from the try line. Philip Marr desperately trying to get the ball out. He has it now. He goes to his hooker, Donlan.
Hold.
Marr moves it once again. This is Will Connors. Marr has it. Again, is there room out wide? Another time for Clongowes. Stephen Keelan tried to step back inside the tackle, but was held. Michael still managed to get numbers back and get that line reorganised. Have they got forward to steal possession? No, it's there for Clongowes. Pick and drive. Referee's arm is out, playing advantage for Clongowes Wood here.
Hold. Music!
Marr comes back to Donlan. Michael's up really, really quickly once again. The advantage was a knock-on, so it's a scrum to Clongowes.
Fantastic stuff. And again, that rooking from both sides is absolutely fantastic. Again, I'll mention, you don't see that often at professional level. These guys are so well drilled. Some great carries, a beautiful little pop pass by Will Connors. And just great stuff.
David Carney looking on, former Clongowes pupil, of course.
Seconds in, please.
He's got some competition coming up. The two fullbacks in particular for both sides, very impressive.
5 metre scrum for Clongowes. Marr gets the ball away to Cleary. Lappin in the line, shows to Fromm, drives on. Great effort, Lappin is in. Almost to the line, can he get the ball grounded? And St. Michael's somehow get enough bodies there and enough strength. Another surge for the line. Referee's whistle blows. Try awarded. Well, Clongowes deserved that for all their efforts. I thought Michaels had managed to keep them at bay on that occasion. But one more surge came from Clongowes Wood. They get the second try.
And they're so tenacious. They've kept to their task, because those tries are even extra special because of the fact that that defence is so well organised. That's pure ambition and tenacity to get over the line. And just even now, working time on both sides, rooking so well, working hard. Great try.
Well, Stephen Keelan, I think it was, with the final drive and surge for the line. And Clongowes open up a 7-point lead, a conversion attempt to come. Killian Burke missed with his first attempt. He sliced that one away to the left and led off for the extra 2 points for St. Michael's. That was a disappointment, but still an excellent try.
Yeah, he seemed to just take his mind off the task there. Probably the on-rushing Michael's defenders got into his line of vision, and he's certainly a better kicker than that one.
Clongowes 10, St. Michael's 3, following Stephen Keelan's try. St. Michael's go long with the restart again, safely taken. Marr blocked down. Where's this one going to end up? Bounces around. Oh, just evades the first St. Michael's players. And Clongowes can clear one bounce into touch. What a let off.
How lucky they were. And Marr again cleaning up. Philip Marr, he's been everywhere, taking the kickoffs. That was a good clearance.
13 offside.
But straight away, under pressure again.
Well, Clongowes ahead of the kicker, chased up. John Carville deemed them to be offside. You nearly always see that let go. It was almost straight to touch. The decision, there was the bounce, just too high. That's the difficulty with the dry spell and the hard pitch.
And Marr so lucky there. He'll count his lucky stars. He was the one to take it back again. Very lackadaisical on the first kick. But and this is a good option to go for this kick because there's 7 points in it. This brings it back to only 4, and it gets you points from your position on the pitch.
Well, depends on his adrenaline now from all the practicing he was doing earlier. He'd begun to nail them from this angle. As I was watching him warm up, and he's done it again. Had the courage to start it outside the right post. That's a beautiful kick.
It is, and he knew exactly what he was doing. Methodical there for Ross Byrne.
2 successful kicks for Ross Byrne, brings the margin back to 4. Oh, I can't believe 24 minutes gone in the game already. It's been played at a great pace. 2 scores to each team, 2 tries for Clongowes, 2 penalties for St. Michael's.
They stop until they're put onside, yeah? Stand, guys.
John Carville just explaining his decision about the penalty there. So Clongowes, well, they count themselves lucky to not concede 5 or 7, and a little bit unlucky to concede the 3 from the penalty. It's always very difficult for players when the ball goes loose in an unusual way like that to know when they're onside, offside.
Yeah, your awareness of your position where you are is tough, and your reactions tell you just to go for the ball. That's the thing, and you see that at any level in the game.
Clongowes again using the back of that line out. I thought that had missed the last man, just got fingertips to it, knocked it back on the Clongowes side. Marr had to clear it, the ball moved on. Lappin did really well, and the handoff was just marginally forward.
It's forcing the pass there. Again, it's one of those things you want this to succeed, so you give the pass and you kind of almost ignore the fact the guy's just a half inch ahead of you.
The line is very easy for us.
St. Michael's pick off the base of the scrum from Josh Murphy. Opens up a little bit of space. The ball out to Mikey O'Hare. Can Mikey O'Hare go all the way? Tries a little kick through. Ball bounces over the dead ball line. The referee has a long look at the touch judge. There was a little bit of a push after the ball, but it was only moments after the kick was away.
There was nothing in it. You know, he could have actually made it. Mike O'Hare could have made more of that. We'll see it here on the replay. That pass looked a bit forward. It's Kelleher made this space.
Yeah, Kelleher's been very useful coming into the line for St. Michael's.
And this is where you learn a bit of experience. Mikey O'Hare could have actually made a lot of that, could have made a meal of that and actually got a penalty out of it.
Are you suggesting he should dive?
Never say that, John, but experience might teach you to dive.
Behind, quickly, go back.
Just go down a little bit heavier and noisier. Long drop out from the 22 into the St. Michael's half.
Don't move.
Great height again of that up and under. Philip Marr, he's been underneath nearly every one of those and he's taken them really well. Gets a penalty.
It's great bravery from Marr. He really has put his body on the line every single time.
Here. Marcus here. Put the ball line. Captain, please. Captain and captain. Captain.
You're watching Leinster Schools Senior Cup Rugby in association with Hunky Dory's. For more information and extras, you can log on to our website. You can find us on Facebook and also tweet hashtag LSSC on Twitter.
Out of the 10, or they're not standing still until they're put onside, and it's happening to both sides on both a few times. Okay, can we sort that out? Off we go. In 10 and offside. Time on.
The referee, after a chat with the two captains, restarts play. It's a long way to that touchline. Good clearance from Cleary.
I love that when the ref tells you, go back and tell your players, and then you just go, yeah, okay, ref.
Yeah, that's
you walk back to your own position on the pitch.
I'm the front, number 1 blue. Are you at the front? Set the line, please, guys.
That one off the fingertips again, but back on the St. Michael's side.
Away tackler.
And the ball.
No advantage.
Going back to the line out.
Scrum down.
Ball knocked on by Clongowes. No advantage accruing to St. Michael's, so they get another chance.
Knock forward. No advantage.
I've nearly forgotten about that advantage. Fair play to the referee. Good tackle here. We'll see it again. Look at this. Coming in. Just making a nuisance of yourself with your feet. That's what you do. Your elbows, your feet, whatever you can to dislodge that ball.
Yes, please.
Shoelace problem for one of the St. Michael's players. I think it's Alex Penny.
Good.
He's okay to go on now.
Here's our mark. Touch! Set!
Ball whipped out to Ross Byrne. Moved through the hands again. Well taken. Cian Kelleher just had to check. He's recovered well. Clongowes players swarmed in over the ball, but quickly driven backwards. Byrne moves the ball on. And moved out wide. Nice little step. Charlie Cregan this time. Byrne looking for a bit of support. Clongowes get it away. 3-on-1 here. What can Kelleher set up? Might have been better to move the ball. But there's still a chance here. Nice little show from Ross Byrne. Good strength stepping out of one tackle. On he goes. Great work from the number 10. Eventually hold to the ground inside the 22. St. Michael's lining up on the right-hand side. Couldn't get the ball through the hands on that occasion. They rumble on though. Now there's a chance to go once again. Is that blocking? The referee's whistle blows,
It was
yeah.
accidental.
Josh Murphy just cut out of position in front of the ball carrier, Richie Allen.
And what a carry to start with from Charlie Cregan, and then Ross.
Marcus here.
Ross Byrne, great carry and great leg drive. And I thought Ross Allen did okay here. He stepped back and he knew that if he ran into him it was going to be accidental offside, and he stepped back. And that was great presence of mind from the hooker.
Second in 9. Crunch. Touch. Set. The ball 9. Hold on the back rows.
Clongowes under a little bit of pressure. It was a good chase up by Nick McCarthy, forcing the Clongowes player onto his left foot. Fergal Cleary fan touch, but just inside the 22.
And there was a lot of pressure on him there. He was trying to find an angle to get his kick, thread his kick through. And he just needs his players. What you do is actually you stand in the line to almost create a protective barrier for him, where the players have to run around you.
St. Michael's win possession in the line out. McCarthy out to Byrne. Good strength again from the out half. Bravely taking the ball into contact. Coulson this time. Got the ball handed off nicely to James Ryan.
Roll away. Push.
Can St. Michael's get a score before the break? Byrne moves it on.
No advantage offside midfield.
Well, Clongowes had straight offside. I think the pass to Richie Allen was forward, so referee brings it back for the penalty to St. Michael's.
Yeah, it must have been forward there because he would have played it. It looked like a really good pass from Byrne. Really impressive Byrne after last year. That he's really added ball carrying to his skills, and very abrasive in the carry. And his players around him not really helping him at times. They're very flat in the line, so that means it's very difficult for him to pick out the ball carrier. One of the things people overlook a lot is when you're a ball carrier, you have to identify yourself as the ball carrier to the passer, whether it be 9, 10, 12, whoever it is, and actually create a pod of players around you. So if I'm a player and I'll have 2 players around me, I tell them I'm going to carry this one, and that communication element is extremely important.
Well, Byrne has kicked 2 from 2. This one will bring the margin back to a single point. Back off the upright, it's still in play, touchdown now. Well, off the upright, across the face of the goal. That's a let off for Clongowes.
It is, and Byrne will be extremely disappointed. Uncharacteristic for him.
They're all in front of them, guys.
Clutches at the kick. It wasn't a clean strike through the ball. It might have been just put off by being so close.
That's it, and that dead ball being so tight as well. It's a very short dead ball here in Donnybrook.
St. Michael's forced back into their own half, looking to move the ball through the hands. Kelleher did really, really well to get the ball away as he was tackled.
7, let it go.
McCarthy out to Byrne. That's the flat line that Aidan was just talking about. It's difficult to find the player. Michael's forced to kick through, kick downfield. Clongowes just send it back. St. Michael's have to attack from deep. They kick back as well. Taken by Killian Burke. He goes to Philip Marr. Marr's seen a lot of space. Was that ball going to make the touchline or just going to sit back and play? Michael's have to play it. Kick was hurried. Marr is back. He's covering some ground for Clongowes today. Killian Burke tries the crossfield kick. Where's that going to end up? Ross Byrne back into the 22. Has plenty of time here. And Byrne, sensible play from the out half. Get it off the pitch.
And that works out well actually for Clongowes. Position on the pitch wise, that's worked out extremely well. I was worried about Burke lining up for that kick across pitch because you've seen that go wrong so many times where it lands straight into somebody's hands and you have a try from the other end of the pitch. But another attacking opportunity now for Clongowes.
Inside the 15, tail gunner.
Into injury time at the end of the first half. Clongowes with possession on halfway. Long pass from Marr. In and out of the hands of the outside half. Fergal Cleary.
10 roll.
Went backwards though. Clongowes can try again. Fergal Cleary shaped as if he might try the grubber kick through. Kept the ball in hand instead. Here come Clongowes once again with Conor Gleeson. Marr looking to come down the narrow side, tries the kick through. It was half blocked down, straight into the arms of his outside half. Cleary hasn't been turned over here. Clongowes desperately trying to rook the Michaels players out of the way.
Holding.
Great work by Penny in particular, just throwing himself over the ball. When you're competing for the ball on the ground like that, one of the first things, you throw yourself beyond the player. So when the oncoming rookers rook you crawl back the ball back onto your side as well, and Penny did that extremely well.
Well, Ross Byrne just had a quick chat with the referee John Carville, who told him when it goes out of play it's half time. Michaels elected to take the half time whistle. The kick to touch, and a half time score at Donnybrook. It's been an excellent first half, very tight. It's Clongowes Wood 10, St. Michael's 6. You're very welcome back to Donnybrook. Second half about to get underway in this Leinster Schools quarter-final clash. Clongowes Wood 10, St. Michael's 6. 35 minutes left. Just 4 points between the sides. Fascinating first half. Clongowes with the 2 tries, Michaels with a couple of penalties and 1 missed penalty. And Michaels have been looking willing to run the ball. Opportunity here maybe. Great work from fullback Kelleher. Got the ball to Dan Green on the left wing. Byrne. Nice flat pass to the second row, and captain Ross Maloney. The support coming quickly for St. Michael's. Bright start to the second half for the Dublin College. Matthew Gilson and Adam Levy linking up in midfield. The ball is there. McCarthy out to Byrne. Byrne, nice offload in the tackle. Josh Murphy on his shoulder. Is there some opportunity on the narrower side here? Michael's had lots of players. Clongowes' defensive line is very well organised. Big hit coming in on Charlie Cregan. Michael's managed to keep the ball alive. They're running out of space. Great little break from Richie Allen. The referee's arm is out. Slow runner coming back for Clongowes, but play goes on. Kelleher driving almost up to the try line. Can they move the ball wide?
Offside.
Just the pass was quite low and fumbled, but it was an advantage. St. Michael's, they'll get the penalty anyway.
Just a bad pass at the wrong time, and what a start to the second half by Michaels. Fantastic, frenetic pace, and Ross Byrne giving the right passes to the right guys again. We saw that inside pass. It wasn't on to give it out wide because the Clongowes defence was up so hard, and picking the right man inside, hitting Richie Allen. And then this pass just too low. Here we see it. Good carry again. And in this occasion, Byrne giving the pass back into Allen, pumping his legs. Almost through. Just needed to kick that leg through. And the lazy runner, there we see. That's the reason there's a penalty.
This guy, Cian Kelleher, the fullback, really is causing some problems for Clongowes.
Yeah, really, really dynamic runner. And he looks like he's a bright future ahead.
That was the pass that brought it all to an end. It was very low. Ross Byrne's decision making is really, really top class, isn't he? He seems to have everything.
Fantastic, and one of the things he's a brave 10 as well. Sometimes you see 10s just offloading the ball because they don't want to take into contact themselves, and that was the difference between Ross Byrne last year and this year. He's physically matured as well, and he'll take that ball into contact and not give it just for the sake of getting the pass away. And as you said, he'll pick the right guy to pass it, and that, as a forward in particular, that can make careers for guys, because if you're playing with a 10 who knows who to pass to and the weight of that pass to put it in front of you to run onto, it can actually make your ball carrying so much more effective.
Stephen Keelan receiving some attention. Clongowes, score of their second try, getting some strapping onto that right knee. Great singing from both sets of fans. Clongowes with their version of the Flower of Scotland. St. Michael's have brought a drummer with him. He's a full kit up at the back of the stand, and he's making loads of noise. Stephen Keelan is okay. Play restarts with the St. Michael's penalty. Ross Byrne now just has to put the attempt at the end of the first half out of his head. Pressure kick for the young man. Well, no hangover from the miss in the first half. Misses a bit unfair, rattled off the upright.
That's a great kick, and that's just back to his technique again. It's just like a golf swing. Practice makes perfect. You don't need to belt the ball. It's all about the strike.
Quick. On your time, off you go.
Well, it's back to a single point game. Clongowes 10, St. Michael's 9, following Byrne's penalty. Safe take from the restart by St. Michael's. And they concede the penalty on the ground. Silly mistake. You don't want to give away a penalty straight away after scoring.
Yeah, just player. The key part here is to actually pump your legs on contact. So we see good take initially. Mikey O'Hare just coming to deck a little bit too easy. He needs to pump his leg, even for that split second. Gives enough time to players to come and ruck correctly around you, and handing the baton straight back to Clongowes.
Well, there's a little bit of head padding creeping into this. I'd say the referee will cut it out as quickly as he can. But Clongowes have elected to have the shot at goal. Burke had 2 difficult conversion attempts. Neither went over. But this will restore the 4-point lead for Clongowes if he can send it through the sticks. It's on its way. He's got under it slightly. Will it carry? It does indeed. Just about over the crossbar. Excellent kick.
Ross Allen trying to convince the umpires that it was under, but good kick, and Clongowes building that lead.
Yeah, great response by Clongowes. St. Michael's, well, they did well from the catching the restart, but just a little transgression in the wrong area of the pitch. Clongowes able to get the margin back to 4, 13 points to 9 now. Mars kick downfield, just finds Josh Murphy, moves it infield to Cian Kelleher, sends up a steepling up and under. There's a good chase here from St. Michael's. Alex Jeffers has done very, very well for Clongowes. The ball is there, Mar. And David Garty.
Tackle and roll!
Referee roaring at the St. Michael's tackler to roll away. Mar pops the ball up. This is Dudney, the other prop forward. Clongowes have used the 2 props well as strike runners. A great counter rucking and turnover ball here for St. Michael's. Can they do something with it? Coulson got the pass away. This is Allen. He's been very lively with ball in hand, did well to get the ball away to Levy. Levy rolls over. It's there for McCarthy. Quick hands. Kelleher again in the line. Kicked through. Watched all the way. Clongowes got a foot to it. The 2 fullbacks just a little shoving off the ball. Nothing too serious.
Fantastic pass by Ross Byrne, and the reason he gave that pass is because he's reaching for it. If you have your hands tucked into your chest, you can't reach and get that ball away, and he's reaching and just flicks it through his hands. And that all came because great carry by Garty originally for a prop. Here we see the Ross Byrne, beautiful little pass, just getting bundled into touch there. A little bit of aggro between the fullbacks, no harm in that, John. But we see the second carry by Dudney. He's going off on his own, and if you carry on your own like that, you're leaving yourself extremely isolated. You're running away. You gotta work. The pack is best working in 2 mini packs of 4, where you're 3 ruckers around 1 ball carrier. You even need 2 if the carry's good, and that's where all that turnover came from Clongowes initially.
They're going to be on the line. You form, they ruck off you.
Josh Murphy's back to his feet and okay to continue.
On the line.
Key moments now, John. Next score is vital in this game.
Full line out from St. Michael's. They go towards the back, didn't find the catcher through the fingertips, just a tiny bit forward, and that brings a big cheer from the Clongowes supporters.
All these little things, they all add up. They're all little battles in the war of the game. And you've got to win your individual battles, you've got to win your battle of winning each line out, your scrum, etc. And they all add up to a win or a loss at the end of the day.
Scrum then for St. Clongowes on their own 22. Mar steals away, backs his boot, nice kick crossfield, gets it over the head of Mikey O'Hare. Treated well, the ball bounced up nicely for the St. Michael's winger.
Get off your feet, let it go!
Clongowes get in and steal the ball. The referee, you heard his voice say, "You're off your feet, let it go." Clongowes didn't let it go, and they give away the penalty.
It's a fantastic kick by Mar, though, off that scrum. It was turned off the left boot across the whole pitch, putting Mikey O'Hare. It's going right towards the touchline. It's exactly where you want it to be. Ideally, you want the ball to go out in that particular case. But O'Hare dealt with it really well. What O'Hare does well, he doesn't try and go up the touchline when it's not on. He comes in field and has that presence of mind to know when to come in field and keep the ball in play.
Nice taking the line out by James Ryan. Good possession here, quick ball.
Let go now, you're off the feet.
Clongowes making the tackles on their own 22. It's there again for St. Michael's. Ross Byrne thought the passing option wasn't on. Here comes Richie Allen. Seems to relish carrying the ball into tackles. Maloney flat pass that time. Defence read that well. Josh Murphy crashed to the ground. Maloney looked like he tried to get it all the way out wide. The Bants favoured St. Michael's. Keep it alive. They're being forced backwards though. Mikey O'Hare did really well to come back towards the support. Maloney unable to sneak through the gap. Presented the ball beautifully. This is Allen out wide. Again tries the handoff. Commits 2 tacklers. Wasn't held in the tackle. Back to his feet. And then held 10 metres short of the line. McCarthy to Byrne. Flatter pass. Coulson on the burst. Really good defence again from Clongowes. They have to stay onside. Well, I'm not sure if that found the intended pass. A little flick out of the back of the hand from Nick McCarthy. James Ryan a little bit surprised, but he took the ball. And Michael's slow possession, but they can start again. Richie Allen got his body around the ball. This time they go to Alex Penny. Oh, Michael's, you sense, have to get something from this passage of play. Quick hands again. Is there an opportunity wide? Just a little slip before the pass could go. Clongowes swarm in. The referee's arm is out. It's advantage St. Michael's. I didn't hear the call. Not sure if it's going to be a scrum or a penalty.
No.
Now it comes away again for St. Michael's. Still advantage. They're playing. Surely they can get in here. Pass popped out of the tackle. Try for the line. Clongowes get there to stop it. No, they don't. Michael's are in for the touchdown. And nothing more than they deserve, Aidan. They over and back they went.
What a try by Redmond. What a team try, and what defence by Clongowes. This is a fantastic game of rugby. The defence out wide, over that far side, absolutely fantastic. Ross Byrne here, look at his pass. Presence of mind to know that's where the space is, and that offload was key. Look at his strength here. Eventually getting it down. Unfortunate for Clongowes, they battled hard for that one. But the referee was right on hand. That must have been a try if the ref was there.
Well, a touchdown probably just on the whitewash, which is good enough. Harry Redmond injured in his efforts. He'd 3 Clongowes men on his back. Somehow got enough of the rugby ball onto the try line. John Carville perfectly placed. Awarded the try. That's Redmond receiving some attention. Ross Byrne is lining up the conversion attempt. That's the sort of view he has of it. St. Michael's noses in front. Can Ross Byrne take that lead out to 3 points? It's curling around. Is it going to curl enough? It almost did. Just stay to the right-hand side. It was a nice effort.
And he thought he'd nail that one because he's got that one pretty easy before. But what a vital score at a vital time.
Captain, I was playing advantage for you.
And this,
for not coming
the commitment of both sides, so well matched, and the score actually reflecting that. The kick chase here is essential now. Let's see how Clongowes deal with this.
Well, St. Michael's led early in the game with the penalty from Ross Byrne.
13.
And their first time they're back in the lead again. Clongowes making a change in the centre. Will Lappin heading to the side. On comes number 22, Colin Mulcahy. Now, St. Michael's need to get the ball clear here.
Brought back.
Back to Byrne. Adam Levy tackled just as he came out of the 22.
Roll away, purple.
Dangerous work.
Hold.
Dangerous tactics from St. Michael's. Byrne, well, he shows he's got both feet for kicking as well. Hasn't found touch, but he's cleared well downfield. Killian Burke was underneath and moves it infield. Marr sees a lot of space. He's really got a great game, Philip Marr, hasn't he?
That's a fantastic kick again by Marr. And good clearance by Ross Byrne as well. He wanted that to go down the touchline because that means you have to get the ball into the middle of the pitch, but Marr's kick just so easy across the pitch like that.
Channel. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Don't delay, please.
Just that 1 point between the sides. St. Michael's
Time, should they bring in less?
taking their time to come up to the line out. Referee doing his best to hurry them on. It's an energy sapping encounter. St. Michael's go to the front, caught on the second attempt by Josh Murphy. Well, we haven't seen too much mauling in the game so far. Michael's using it to good effect here. Alex Penny has the ball tucked under his arm. Nick McCarthy sends up the box kick, good hide on it, nice line as well, just 5 metres in from that touchline. Clongowes though moving the ball wide. Mulcahy with his first touch, just was a little bit behind him. Well, the ball is there. Referee's arm is out. Advantage for St. Michael's. There was 2 knock-ons.
You know, there's only several occasions that you do a skip pass, and that isn't one of them, because by skipping a player like that, you take out an extra pair of hands. We'll see it again here in the replay. This skip pass, give it to the man there, because then the defender, you create a 3v2. By skipping them, the defender just sweeps onto the next guy, and you run out of space, because the touchline is a defender as well for the opposition. And there just needed the ball to go through the hands, perhaps a switch at the end of the line.
Josh Murphy controlling the ball well at the base of the scrum. Byrne moves it on. Levy shaped a pass, kept it in hand, tackled on the halfway line. McCarthy gets it to Charlie Cregan. The ferocious tackles coming in from both sides. Ross Gray forced to do the tackling now. Murphy again gets across that halfway line. Every metre of ground is so hard fought for here. Ross Maloney, the St. Michael's captain, was just held the ball. Whipped back Byrne. Nicely timed pass for Allen. Clongowes are becoming alert to the Richie Allen threat.
Hold.
Attempted counter-rucking. Just about defended by St. Michael's on that occasion. The ball slow coming back. McCarthy gets it out to Byrne. Pulled further back on this occasion. Gilson and got it away just in time. Mikey O'Hare tried an optimistic kick into the 22. It's nicely placed. Killian Burke has to kick back. He got huge distance on that. He was almost on his try line. Was bouncing on towards the 22. That's worked out really well for Clongowes now. What can happen on the counter-attack? Cian Kelleher is really dangerous. Kelleher into a little space, needs support. Gets the offload and the tackle. Murphy stopped just short of the 22. It's end-to-end stuff here. Have they gone the wrong side? Maybe not. There's a race for the line. Just a little slip into touch. They might have been better to come to the left.
Fantastic stuff. First that kick, 65 metres down the pitch. And then the man that's been torn in the side for Clongowes all day, Kelleher. Great footwork. Here we'll see him again. Look at that footwork. Pumps through. And this little step back inside again. Look at that strength and presence of mind to get the offload again. Thought this man was isolated, but good support.
Sorry, time off.
Just a foot going in touch. Mikey O'Hare, little slip.
Time is off.
Fantastic defence, fantastic energy from both sides. And even the ref is enjoying the energy down there. And he's having a great game, the referee. He's talking to them, he's telling them to leave it. He's letting this game flow.
Well, the Clongowes support quieting down a little bit. They're behind. They're behind at the most important part of the game. Clock ticks into the final quarter.
Let's go. Wait now, wait.
Tension for a number of players. They're all back on their feet. There'll be a lot of pressure on this line out. Clongowes have shortened it. Find their man. Job one completed. Robbie Collins with the catch. Up and under tactic rather than the clearance for touch. It's spinning violently. Nicely taken by Mikey O'Hare. Steps out of one tackle. It just gives his teammates time to get back and support. Byrne pulls it back. Quick hands again. Levy gets the ball all the way out to Dan Green. Green back in field. That's where the support is. Well, really well tackled. Fergal Cleary driving Green backwards. Maloney was that pass a little bit forward. There's a roar from the Clongowes support. It's straight in front of them. Maloney puts it wide. O'Hare took the ball on the first bounce. Just fed it back in field to Kelleher. Even Cian Kelleher couldn't find a way through on that occasion. Ferocious competition for the ball. Referee's whistle blows. Penalty, Clongowes. It's been tapped quickly here by Philip Marr. Now he kicks it down. Clever little grubber kick downfield. He's racing after. It's into the 22. Gilsonan was back. He's forced to kick it away to touch. So it'll be a Clongowes line out. Good tactics, and it's worked well.
Worked out well for Marr. The only thing is a lot of energy expended where you could have actually kicked that down and had the exact same result. Bit of a risk that you probably wouldn't take. But Philip Marr must have seen a bit of space initially. Here we see it again, little grubber. But you can take out all that risk by actually knowing that if I kick, it's my penalty anyway, I'll get the ball back, it'll be my line out. Just send it down there, save your energy.
I don't think these teenagers worry about saving their energy, Aidan. Line out throw, it's turned over in the line. Didn't find the jumper.
Push.
Alex Penny, I think it was, with the steal. No, that's Alex Penny on the ball now. Charlie Cregan must have been in the line out. McCarthy back to Maloney. Sends up and under, two underneath it for Clongowes. Safe catch. Plenty of time as well. Michaels slow up. Are they beginning to tire? St. Michael's silly mistake coming through in the scrum half. James Ryan penalised.
Now don't tap and go this time. Take your break. Fantastic defence on both sides. Going back to the first time Marr kicked that from the penalty, tapped and went himself. Cleary leading the line in defence. Fantastic from an out half to see that kind of bravery. Making tackles, getting back to his feet, making another one. Fantastic work.
There's the penalty. A little bit unlucky, I think. I don't know, it was James Ryan just knocked from one of his teammates behind. I think he just sort of tumbled forward rather than deliberately tried to tackle the scrum half. You're watching Leinster Schools Senior Cup Rugby in association with Hunky Dory's. For information on extras, you can log on to our website. You can find us on Facebook and also tweet hashtag LSSC on Twitter. Well, both sets of supporters are doing their best to lift their teams here. They're going to need everything. 15 men on each side out on the pitch. When it's getting close to the 70 minutes, they will be exhausted.
Yeah, and the fitness level's fantastic from both sides, because even when a guy, they're waiting for an offload, and if the guy carries it, they're straight, but their speed to get to a player is fantastic, and even support lines, defensive counter-rucking, etc. These teams have worked extremely hard.
Clongowes line out, they go all the way to the back, sets up a good attacking opportunity from the captain. With support, pumped his legs, has the ball gone forward, it's back on the St. Michael's side. Referee's whistle has blown. Clongowes might be happy the whistle went.
Good work again. From's opposite number this time, Gilsonan getting his hands in on the ball, dislodging it. From's been good though, and in defence he's come up out of his line to cut out players. And one of the key things, if the ball's thrown over the top, he takes that player out anyway. You gotta, if you're going to commit like that and come out of your line of defence, you gotta take a player out of the game. Legally, of course, John.
That's okay.
By legally, you mean not spotted by the referee, I presume.
Now go.
It's a loose definition.
Awkward ball bouncing around, and that's worked out really well for Clongowes. Just came off the hands of Alan Jeffers. So it'll be a St. Michael's throw to the line. That's a little extra bonus they mightn't have expected.
And that's where your tiredness comes. That's, you know, people talk about fitness, but a lot of the fitness is mental fitness as well. So when you're doing your drills, you actually turn back to doing your skills there in the middle of after doing a fitness session, for example, because that's where it counts so much.
Long throw, it's gone over the top. Who's going to scoop it up? It's Clongowes.
Off your feet, let it go.
Referee roaring at the St. Michael's players to leave it alone, off their feet. Ball thrown, skipping the line. Looked like there was a bit of miscommunication. Nice little step infield by Cian O'Donoghue. Ball out loose, it's been turned over. Was it knocked on? Great pass off the line. Michaels into the 22. James Ryan is tackled. Michaels within 10 metres of the line. Can they move it quickly here? Byrne, flatter pass to his number 8, Josh Murphy.
Hands away, 7.
McCarthy away to Byrne once again, thrown all the way wide to Kelleher. The fullback steps inside the first tackle. Stopped 5 metres out from the line. The blue shirts come in, attempting to drive their fullback over the line. Here comes St. Michael's again. Byrne with the faint pass, couldn't find a way through. Ross Maloney can't make the try line either. Michaels still have it. Back to Byrne, pulls it back further. Charlie Cregan is waiting out there. Sidestep before he got any forward momentum. He had to wait for the pass to arrive. Have Clongowes managed to turn it over? They have. Marr, not as clean as kick downfield. Doesn't get it past the 10-metre line. Back there is Josh Murphy. Clongowes up quickly. The referee roaring at the Clongowes tacklers to roll away. Ball out to Dan Green. Oh, Green almost slipped through a tackle. Brilliantly taken by the scrum half Marr. Now Byrne puts it all the way wide. It could be 3 against 2 here. Adam Levy's waiting for the pass back inside. Stumbles through the tackle.
Push.
And St. Michael's come once again. The tackles have to be important. Coulson onto the ball. Can he stretch for the line? Try for Dennis Coulson. The big pop forward. Powers his way over the line. Will that be enough for St. Michael's? Or can Clongowes come back? But the score was coming.
It sure was. They were knocking on the door. What a fantastic try. We'll see it here again. Kelleher does really well here. Will you see this? Holding it up, giving it inside to Levy. That was the key break. Levy wasn't held. Going through the hands here again. Byrne holding it up. Look at this offload. Fantastic stuff. And then Coulson, we saw a fantastic try from him last year as well. That's a great try.
Well, he had a long way to go when he received the pass, but it was great work by Ross Maloney, the captain. Took the tackles, kept the ball free. Coulson, what a finish. He'd so much to do.
Excellent work by Coulson, and we saw one of those leg rumbling last year, rumbling over from Coulson. And it was a great, what a response from Michaels.
Well, Ross Byrne has kicked 3 out of 5. The 2 misses will be all forgotten. If he puts this over, it will give his side an 8-point lead. Ross Byrne makes no mistake from in front of the posts, and that could be the score that seals the match. Clongowes need to score at least twice.
And they aren't giving up, Clongowes. Their defence has been fantastic, and Fergal Cleary, fantastic in defence from a 10. That was him that stole that ball a few phases back.
Clongowes 13, St. Michael's 21. What have Clongowes got left in the tank? They fell 14 points behind in the final last year. They got the first try back and converted, and they came very, very close to getting a second and pulling level. St. Michael's will remember that. It won't be in the forefront of the players on the pitch, but the supporters watching will remember. The coaching staff will too. It's all about fitness and concentration now. It's all about passion and effort. Cian O'Donoghue unable to wriggle his way through. Clongowes come again, using the bigger men this time. Dudley, the ball carrier, he had support on his shoulder that time. That's important. Ball out. Cleary pulls it past one. 3 men out wide here. The defence is grabbed across. Great work. Well organised defence there. Byrne moved out wide. Gilson and made the tackle. Again, Clongowes attack. Ball carrier, is he a little bit isolated? Good strength to just stay on his feet for a second. And that's the result. The ball is there for Clongowes. Garty dropped forward, wriggling his way through. Did Michaels manage to steal it here? The support was just a little bit slow. Following David Garty's good effort and his turnover. This will go long. Off the outside of the boot from Cian Kelleher. Didn't get great distance on it, but he found the touchline. That gives the defence a little bit of a breather.
And Clongowes just guilty of sending up single runners sometimes, and that's been to their absolute detriment. And they're making it difficult for Marr because they're running in his line of the pass. So because he has so little time to give that pass, he has to give it to somebody. And if they're running in his line between him and Cleary at 10, he has to give that pass. But ideally, he wants to put it behind them back to Cleary and create a little bit of space, because the defensive line have to wait for that guy if he's running into their line, and that can create valuable split seconds.
Okay, that's not an excuse to.
Dan Levy getting a bit of attention.
Very late. You can't adjust, okay?
of experience. Just get the trainer on, take a break. Hopefully he's not seriously hurt.
Guys, if you can make sure that line
And this is it's looking like Michaels at this stage. Clongowes have done well to quell the attack for such a long time, and their defence has been fantastic. They need to score next. It's absolutely vital for Clongowes to score next.
Well, Clongowes just a single score in the second half. That penalty from Burke. St. Michael's with 2 tries and a penalty. And the conversion, the all-important conversion from Ross Byrne. St. Michael's getting a couple of substitutes ready to come into the action. Nice time to come into a game if you're a Michael's player. Clongowes, though, have possession.
7 away.
Cleary tackle. Mark gets the ball away once again, doesn't he?
Hey, rule! No hands!
Dudley had support. They were driven over. They go to
5 away.
Dylan Donnellan this time. Donnellan stopped outside the 22. Clongowes have that pot of 4 ready this time. Josh Pym is number 20 into the action for Clongowes. Clongowes want to get the ball out of there. Maul is called. That's been turned over there. Away comes St. Michael's. Little bit of space opening up nicely through the tackle. Marr got back and held Coulson, the try scorer. Surely there's an opportunity here. Race for the line. Gilson has support outside. O'Hare in off his line. Turnover ball the other direction. Clongowes get their hands on it. They've 75 metres to go. Marr under pressure, decides the safety a touch is the best option.
And it's all Michaels now. Great work by Coulson there. He was like a scrum half, picking and going, giving that pass at the right time.
It's getting close. Heads.
That's the right option. Get on some fresh legs. You got to get, if there's a 50-50 call between players being picked and not in your squad, get them on, especially at times like this. Give them a run.
Nick Quain and Connor Duffy coming into the action. Also coming on for Clongowes is James Lyons. Dennis Coulson, one of the players heading all for St. Michael's. The try scorer Richie Allen as well. Wait. 2.5 minutes normal time left in the match. Clongowes need to get a score quickly. Murphy down. Michaels in midfield. Just a little bit sluggish on that occasion. Tackle came in, but St. Michael's secure possession. It's all about the ball now and managing to hold on to it for as long as they can. Ryan, the carrier on that occasion. Byrne into contact, then popped the ball back nicely to Cregan. St. Michael's back row given their outside half great support. A lovely kick through by Byrne. Doesn't quite find touch, but Clongowes pinned back inside their 22. They attempt to run the ball out rather than kick. They know they have to hold on to the ball. St. Michael's concede the penalty. I don't think they'll mind too much giving them penalties away down there.
Not at all. The time's ticking away. And Ross Byrne, we see this again. One of the things that professional rugby can be guilty of is it can be mechanical and methodical at times, where you have set plays and everybody sticks to those set plays. But what Ross Byrne brings to the game is he actually brings a bit of rugby and actual games. He understands the game and he plays football and he picks out the right players, and if the move's not on, he doesn't do it, but he picks somebody else running a good line, looks for space, and it's great to see that from an out half.
Clongowes with possession from the line out. From the captain, backed himself into the contact, was well held by Gilson, and Ross Byrne was across to help make the tackle as well. The shout is maul, and now the bodies go to ground. The choke tackle works out for St. Michael's.
Great work there, great team effort.
Well, as that indiscretion again, a little pat on the back by Harry Redmond of St. Michael's. Will this be anything more than just a word? I think the referees have to penalise that.
Yeah, it's something you see at any level, and it's really trying to get into the mind of a guy. You've just smashed the guy with a tackle, and you see, leaning on them as you're getting up back to your feet, or holding them for that little extra second. And
that was a long time after the ball, though. A little pat on the back.
Exactly, it's cynical, but it is that trying to get into the opposition's head, and the referee can easily just stamp that out, and the ref has had a great game, and he's right to penalise it and to just stamp it out straight away, because if you do penalise it, nobody else will do it in the game.
Yeah, it's the one to blow early and loud. First time, give a penalty.
It is one of those. Again. Yeah, it is for sure, because you certainly don't want to be picking up a city, because your coach will absolutely crucify you for a penalty for that.
Clock has ticked past 70 minutes. We're into the time that John Carville adds on for injuries. There's been a few breaks in the second half.
No issue so far. Don't get anxious. Don't get anxious. And I want you going straight, not in an angle. Dead straight, please. Here we go.
Is that the first scrum reset? I think it might be. 70 minutes in. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Touch! Set!
St. Michael's have the ball. McCarthy gets it out to Byrne. They use Levy coming on the direct line. Clongowes got across to make the tackle. It's there for St. Michael's. Through a little bit of a gap. Tackles coming in. Michael's just making ground through each tackle now. Ball bobbling forward out of the tackle. Knock on. Scrum to Clongowes.
No, it was okay. You were to go. They drove you off. Yeah.
The game is lost, but Clongowes can be so proud of themselves. They still not giving up even now, although the game's gone. Huge pride and fantastic play at times as well when they had possession. Just the key moment about 20 minutes ago in the game. That's when the balance of power changed, and it became a Michael's win.
Nice work by the back line. St. Michael's, though, cross to shut out any space really, really quickly. Marr gets it away once again.
7 away. No 7.
Donlan was barging forward but tackled. Marr out to Cleary. One skipped in the line, doesn't find his man. O'Donoghue just had to check. That allows the defence to get across. Levy competing for the ball, can't get his hands on it. Marr pulls it back to Cleary. Cleary moving it on. That's the substitute hooker, James Lyons. He was a little bit isolated, but he just won himself a couple of moments of time. Cleary floats the ball out. Can Clongowes get a late try here and set up maybe a grandstand finish? Racing into a little bit of space. Jeffers is held outside the 22. Marr gets the ball to Cleary once again. Looked at the pass, tries the crossfield kick. Hangs up there, bounces off both players. Looks like it's going to be a line out for St. Michael's, but it went forward off Keane O'Donoghue. St. Michael's have the option.
Just a bad option there, John. Again, through the hands was the option there. Crossfield kicks you do when the opposition winger is out of position, but he was right in position there. And bad option there, unfortunately, because it looked like we were set up for that grandstand finish, as you said.
Well, lots of trainers on the field now, but the St. Michael's fans are the ones making the most noise. They're pretty confident they have this one won. Deep in injury time, they lead by 8.
And the Michael's drummer's getting his moment of glory. Pretty impressive as well. He's obviously been practicing as much as the team has.
Michael, let's go.
Here we see the play a moment ago. That was where the ball was floated wide. Good carry, keeping the ball out in front of himself there. Killian Burke. Jeffers just wasn't able to wriggle his way through. Great defensive tackle.
Stay off the pitch from the
here we see, as you said, the option. Looked to pass. Bit of his problem might have been the next man for the pass didn't seem hungry for the ball.
That's it, and that's the thing we mentioned earlier on. If you're flat in a line like that, it's very difficult to pass. You need guys running from deep, running good angles. And if there is a guy in the flat in the line, what he is a blocker. He's there to actually hold defenders without actually running into them.
Well, heel against the head here, back on the Clongowes side. Cleary, little mismovement from. Have they set up the space here? Burke gets the ball all the way to Jeffers. Jeffers has to check back inside as he's tackled. He got the pass away. Didn't find Burke, but Clongowes are coming in support. And attempting to maul the ball towards the line.
Let it go!
St. Michael's managed to get it to the ground. But a maul was called. Clongowes don't recycle, so they lose possession.
I played a game with Leinster here many years ago, and it was the same score around the same time, a few minutes left on the clock, and we were winning like this, and they get a try in the last second like this, and then they got a penalty from halfway afterwards because one of our players mouthed it off to the referee and they scored it. So anything can happen. That was essential turnover though. That could be the moment lost.
St. Michael's sending in Michael Craig to the action. He's replacing Alex Penny. Or maybe not going in quite yet. Just trotting across the area. Scrum has been taken.
Last foot, go back.
Back to Byrne. Plenty of time. Good clearance from Byrne. It's fine touch at the 22.
Didn't think there was so much extra time in this game. I didn't see where that came because it's been such a ding-dong game. Action-packed game the whole way through. Fantastic.
Clongowes are getting ready a substitute as well. Ben Osborne.
Yeah. I know this man here. Clock has stopped. It's you making a change. It's your team making a change.
Alan Jeffers, the left wing, the one to go off. Osborne started at fullback in the last game. He might slot in there.
Wait. 6 man, Josh, 6 man. Time on.
Killian Burke is heading to the left wing position. Clongowes just struggling to hold on to the ball. They've tidied up the possession, but they're forced away from the 22. Cleary skips Frome in the line. Clongowes running hard. Mulcahy stop. Michaels in quickly to snaffle up the loose ball. Brilliant effort by St. Michael's, competing right to the end. Byrne launches the kick, gets it over the head of the Clongowes full-back. Killian Burke, it bounces away towards the touchline. The option to kick really isn't on. Clongowes have to keep it in hand. Osborne goes infield to Burke. Burke past the first tackle. Can't get past Conor Duffy. Clongowes have men here if they can get it through the hands somehow.
Get away, tackle.
Conor Gleeson well tackled. Whistle blows. Penalty Clongowes.
That's why you got to find out.
Time for line out, yes.
Time for line out. This was going to say you got to find out exactly from the referee exactly how much time's left on the clock. This game's gone now. You need a try just for pride at this stage.
Time for one line out. Last play.
Or as you say, get a try and a bit of bad language at the referee.
Yeah. We didn't see it coming back then, so you never know.
I know, I have got to stop for an injury.
Max Deegan is number 19 coming into the action for St. Michael's. Quick possession off the line out. Clongowes looking for the consolation try. The pass doesn't go to hand. Clongowes have to rush back to try and secure possession, but they're just swarmed over by the blue shirts. Some of they got numbers there to power forward again and free up the ball. St. Michael's up so quick to make the tackles. Redmond swallowing up the ball carrier there. Clongowes now, they're just attacking in ones really. Good clear out though that time. Ball moved again. Cleary had to reach for that, gets it to Frome. Good tackle by Ross Byrne on the Clongowes captain. Again, the line really, really good in defence for St. Michael's. Might have been a hint of offside. But you can force that at this stage when you have the 8-point lead. They know Clongowes have to attack and attack from anywhere. Lamar couldn't get his pass away. The shirts come in to come and protect their scrum half. Jamie Lyons. That one's got knocked forward. Will that bring the final whistle? It does indeed. John Carville blows the final whistle. St. Michael's repeat the victory of the final last year. A deserved victory, Aidan.
Absolutely, and what an absolute fantastic game of rugby. Both sides never given up right to the death. But deserved winners, Michael's, on this occasion.
Yeah, superb second half performance for St. Michael's. They got back to within a point. Burke extended it back to 4 points for Clongowes, but the 2 tries were the killer.
That was it, and in quick succession as well. But both extremely well drilled, extremely fit teams that could have gone all the way.
Thanks, Aidan. That's it from Donnybrook for today, but don't forget you can see extra interviews and highlights from today's game on our website. Final score at Donnybrook, it's Clongowes 13, St Michael's 21.